What's up, buddies, and welcome to Real Fun Times. I am Snoelle.
I am the doctor.
Guys, welcome back. This is episode 17, or for you newbies, episode 2
Numero dos.
of our upgrade.
Upgrade of many to come.
Yes, we got some stuff in the works.
More on that later.
Oh my gosh. How's everybody? How are you?
Oh man, snowy. Keeping busy, lots of stuff going on, and feeling good.
I'm delighted to hear that.
It's a good one for me.
All right.
How about yourself?
Not as busy as yours, but it was a good week, just kind of chilled, a lot of time with the animals.
Yeah, some bonding moments.
Yes. I finally watched American Horror Story 1984.
Well, I don't think I've started that one yet.
The first episode or two were really hard to get through, and that's why we had quit it a while back.
Okay.
And then someone had said, okay.
Stick to it.
Yeah. And I was not unhappy.
Good. Maybe not one of their best, but
definitely
worth
not.
a watch.
But enjoyable, fun little romp, and all things 80s I'm pretty much down with. So.
Yeah, it's become one of our favorites.
Mm-hmm.
for you for a long time.
Always.
I'm the new one.
Brought you over.
You did. It's working.
Yeah. Excellent. I don't know about you, but I am beyond stoked to talk about this week's movie.
I am pumped about Waxwork.
Waxwork is one of my favorite movies of all time. And
for good reason. And we have a lot to go into, but we're actually introducing a new little segment we're playing with.
Yes.
We're calling this one
our movie preview.
Time for previews, everyone. So what do we cover in previews?
Okay, so in our movie previews, we're going to talk about some of the ratings that the movies have gotten on 3 of the major websites. So IMDb, Metacritic, and Rotten Tomatoes. We decided before that Amazon was just full of shit. Everything was always like, 4.5?
4.5.
It seems like, and we're like, how are these people, how is this happening? So we're going to talk about that, maybe writer, director, movie studio, maybe some fun facts about the movie.
Yeah.
And then go into
some fun tidbits prior to the feature.
Yeah, and then we'll sprinkle in some other things throughout.
Yeah.
So, again, tonight is the 1988 Waxwork. On IMDb, it got 6.2 stars out of 10.
Okay.
Metacritic, it was a 41 Metascore, but no user score, which I thought was very interesting.
No user score.
Yeah, it's not a super well-known movie.
I'd never heard of it. Which is not a marker because I haven't heard of a lot of stuff.
And then on Rotten Tomatoes, it was 60% on the tomato meter and a 46% audience score.
Okay. Interesting. Probably a little lower than you would have liked to have seen it.
Yes, but I was pretty happy to see the 6.2 with IMDb.
That's not bad for IMDb.
Particularly, I feel like for the movies we've done in the past. That's
and for this genre.
One of the higher
for sure,
ratings.
For the respectable IMDb.
This movie was written and directed by Anthony Hickox. Mm-hmm. He wrote it in 3 days.
Wow.
Which I think is pretty impressive. I mean, I don't...
Absolutely. And explain some things.
Well, it might. This movie stars... There's not a lot of super well-known people in this movie other than Zach Galligan, who we'll talk about later, but he was definitely riding a high in the 80s.
He would have probably been the most well-known.
At the time.
Amongst
for
the
sure.
Most well-known of that cast.
Uh-huh. And a lot of that cast did have a lot of early success in movies in the early 80s.
Was this pre-Indiana Jones or post?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I think it was somewhere
in there.
Well, should we go to our movie intro, do you think?
Our live watch intro?
Yes.
Let's do it.
According to Ed Sutton on IMDb, a waxwork museum comes to town and a mysterious man invites some teens to come inside to a special showing at midnight. Once inside, while viewing different exhibits, the scenes come alive and the viewer is sucked into the story being portrayed.
A waxwork employee invites a handful of teens to a special exhibit after midnight? Guys, I'm not going. Are you going?
No.
My God.
That would be terrifying.
You know what you should do?
You just push play. You're 100% not going.
Not at all.
I would think about it.
I think you're going.
I probably would.
I think you're going. I think that there's a part of you that's like, don't go. I think that part exists.
Yes.
But the adventurous side and the love for the dark
the macabre
would overwhelm the senses.
Probably. I can't help myself.
No, you can't. I'll miss you.
Thank you. I'll watch out for you from the great beyond.
That's the kind of friend I am. I'll leave you lots of flowers.
Thank you. Think of me fondly. Say nice things.
Always.
Thank you.
What's going on in this intro? What's going on in this movie?
Okay. As our friend Ed from IMDb told us.
The wise Ed.
The movie begins with some real peppy poppy music.
It's got a great intro that doesn't work out long.
No, they ripped it away from you real fast.
Yeah.
They toyed with your emotions. And we see this big grand house and we see a murder.
Mm-hmm. That's right. A dude in a fireplace?
Mm-hmm.
At first.
Which is, hot.
Seemed painful. A painful way to go.
I think we can probably just go into our first clip. And that is called, is that the house from Witchboard?
I was going to say, what kind of dumbass teens would go? We're about to find out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's the beauty of this movie.
Yeah.
This
stories tell you things.
This is real fun.
That video?
Ooh. Is that the museum?
That kind of looks like that house from Witchboard.
It totally does.
I gotta look that up and see if those are the same house.
Uh-oh.
That'd be a real shitty way to die.
Real bad. He has so many treasures.
So many trinkets.
Treasures. Oh no.
I see you, he did.
It's not spreading very much, that's good.
Thank goodness.
Gotta look at the positives. Foreman?
George Foreman?
No, I was thinking from
70s show.
O'Keefe?
I thought there was a lot of aggressive,
K's, F's. Aplenty. I feel like 3 in a row.
That's what it looked like.
The music started real well, but we've taken a strong dive.
A very drastic turn.
This is like like a murder mystery dinner.
I feel like that might be the same house.
I love that, if that's the case. Oh, they're socially distancing.
Together we win. I love how you turned into Smokey the Bear during that. You're like, well, it's not spreading quickly, so that's nice.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's important that, safety first. He's already gone.
The house survived.
There's nothing we can do for him. Now, we mentioned a little something here, a little something called Witchboard.
Yes, which was during our spooktastic Halloween adventure this past year.
Because we love the Halloween
it's my
time.
favorite.
It's one of our favorites. We did a little 4-episode run dedicated to all that stuff. That was great. We gotta repeat
so much
that
fun.
this
I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
So to answer the question posed, it was the house from Witchboard.
Get the fuck out of here.
It was the house. Yes.
Awesome. Good eye, Snowy.
Thank you.
Killing it.
That house, which is located at 637 South.
Should you
Lucerne.
say the address?
It's online.
Oh, okay.
It's actually on tours and stuff.
Okay.
But it has been retired as a house from the movies for quite some time.
Really?
But it made an appearance in the movie Ben, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, Willard, the show Tales from the Crypt, and of course our beloved Witchboard.
That's awesome. Great work there.
So yeah, I was delighted to find that out.
It
When I saw that,
indeed.
I was like, man, worlds collide.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Beautiful.
So yeah, so like we said, there's all kinds of when whoever is killed in this first scene, someone
we don't know this guy.
No, there's a smash and grab through the house. There's all kinds of, as we put it, trinkets that are being stolen.
That's right.
And then you see the guy, obviously, he's dead. And then we flip forward several years to the same house where a mother and son are eating breakfast at a really, really long table.
Super long.
Yeah. It was one of those kind of like in, was it Coming to America? I feel like when he has to like call him or whatever, you know.
Yeah. It's definitely, these people are wealthy.
Yes.
Yeah. This is not a table that would have been in our home.
No, not mine.
It would have been impractical for us. It's in the way.
Yeah, we put the 2 leaves in the middle of the table to make it long. It's
exactly.
Like, wow.
That's for extra special occasions.
So we meet a young man who we find out is the grandchild of the man that passed away in the fireplace.
In the fire, that's right.
Yes.
And he's headed off to school. He had a weird morning interaction for breakfast with his mom, which seems to be the norm. I guess he smokes cigarettes and drinks coffee for breakfast. That's
because this begins the question that we have throughout the film.
You're not going to hear this through the live watch, but this is,
how old are these kids?
And where are they as far as school? Is this high school?
Is it college?
Where, what, why, when?
A lot of confusion.
No answers.
And again, we are met, so this grandson that we meet is Mark, and that's played by Zach Galligan, who I mentioned earlier. He was the star of Gremlins 1 and 2.
Yes.
Huge heartthrob for me when I was a kid. I thought that Zach Galligan was it.
Not for me, but he's not unattractive. I super loved him in the Gremlins, for sure. Mm-hmm. Here, he was tougher to love, but that was, his character.
His character, yeah.
Which he did well, I thought.
He did, yeah.
He did a good switcheroony from hero to hero you kind of hate.
Mm-hmm. So I looked at his, kind of what he's done over the past 30 years.
What's he been up to?
A lot of horror movies. That's kind of been the genre that he stuck with. One-offs and TV shows here and there, but yeah, a lot of horror movies.
Awesome. Good for him. What's his latest? Any idea?
He did something last year, and I'm pretty sure it was a horror movie. But
cool.
I thought it was cool that he stuck with the genre.
He might return to the podcast then.
He might.
We never know.
You never know.
The sombrero will tell us.
Only the sombrero knows. So we meet him, his weird relationship with his mom and his butler, Jeeves, who's actually Jenkins, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then we meet 2 young women walking down what seems like the same neighborhood, a very wealthy neighborhood.
Yes.
Everything's in walking distance, apparently. Which, again, is like, are they going to high school? I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
And we meet China and Sarah.
Yes.
And China's talking about who she wants to date, and she needs...
China's sassy. She's full of attitude.
She was my hero
spunky.
as a kid. Yeah, 9-year-old Noelle was into...
She's more meek. She's quieter,
kind of goody-goody looking. Mm-hmm.
Completely different look.
But somehow, I guess they're biffles.
I can see it.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Sometimes it do.
And you know what? This next clip is called, You Know How It Be in the 80s.
Strange, I've never seen that before.
What?
Yeah. Weird place for a waxwork. Maybe they don't like customers.
I'm sorry, ladies.
Amazing.
Did I startle you?
Heart attack, maybe. Startle, no.
I see you're interested in my waxworks. Yes?
Sounds worse.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to be cool, though.
I mean, on a street like this?
His outfit is colorful.
Really? Why?
He's a guy.
Customers.
It is a guy.
We gotta get back to class. Yeah.
So,
Nice to meet you.
this Waxwork Museum wasn't here before?
Yeah.
Hello, China.
Like yesterday.
That's what I'm assuming. Yep. That's what I've assumed since my youth.
No more than 6, though. Otherwise, I'm afraid we might be a bit full. See you at midnight, then.
Oh.
Ooh, scary.
But guys, there's no explanation though.
There's no explanation.
I'm not fucking going.
Okay,
Of 1941.
this seems like college though, right?
Attacked the Soviet Union.
Yes.
And successfully states.
I would say so.
Okay.
Is it a prep school, maybe?
Lithuania.
It's like a fancier...
Well, but here's the
Oh,
thing
no,
that
that's very
like
collegey.
in China was talking about like she's got to date doctors or lawyers.
Obviously.
Yeah, these people are in their 20s, 30s.
Well, you know how it be in the 80s. We do know.
I'm starting to learn. Maybe amazing.
So when these two young women are on their way to class, they come across a man looking like he's going to try out for Joseph with the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah, and before they see that guy, they see this building that apparently they'd never seen before because that was the Waxwork.
Yeah.
They're like
that's
Waxwork?
unusual.
What are you doing here?
And I don't know if we end up playing this or not, but I suggested, I was like, maybe they just put up a sign that said Waxwork, and they were like, how could they put up a sign? I have never seen that before.
Shocking.
So shocking.
But yeah, they meet this guy with the colorful outfit, and he's invited them to come back with a specific amount of friends. He was very clear about that. Around what time?
Midnight. Much to your dismay. You were not having
Couldn't
it.
believe it. Midnight? Nothing good. How dare an adult man, well on his years, invite a handful of teens, a specific amount to come back at midnight? Nothing good. Nothing good.
So that man that's the actor David Warner, okay? And he's been in
so much.
225 acting credits to his name.
Wow.
We know him most well known probably from Titanic. He was in Titanic.
Yes.
He was in Sweeney Todd. He was in the show Penny Dreadful, which I really enjoyed.
Love that show.
Or the original version. I haven't watched that new one with the chick from GOT.
I don't know that one, but
They just dubbed him Waxwork Man on IMDb.
Waxwork Man?
Waxwork Man. And I thought
After
that was
all
so
those
disrespectful.
Wow.
Because he actually had a name that is escaping me right now. But
Did he have a feud with IMDb?
Maybe. And they were like, nope.
We'll tell you what.
Guess what you get now, David.
Forever.
And then the two young ladies, Deborah Foreman plays Sarah and Michelle Johnson plays China. Deborah Foreman, or Sarah, was actually in a relationship with the director-writer Anthony Hickox when this movie was filmed. But she was started in a movie called Valley Girl, which had a very young Nicolas Cage.
Really?
And she, at some, I don't know, it was some movie thing, they actually awarded her most promising young actress, or like up-and-comer.
Did she do stuff after this?
Very sparingly. She just starred in a remake of Valley Girl in 2020, but I think she was, obviously she was like playing like a mom or something in it. Sure. But I think it's fun for her to
keep going. Yeah. Yeah, good
but
for her.
It's been very, very limited that she's been in Hollywood. So then they go off to class where they meet up with Mark.
Their buddies.
A couple other friends.
The dress coat gang.
Yeah, a lot of sports jackets in the middle of the afternoon.
Lots of smoking.
They
were watching the football, not exercise, but training. Practice.
And I don't think we're going to play this part, but you said when we see the football player who China is apparently having relations with.
Yes.
You were like, is that the football coach? He looks so old.
I was like, surely that's not one of the kids.
Can't be.
Can't be one of the players. That's illegal in some. That's
in all states. Right. Yeah, that's illegal in all states. So she does not invite her footballer to go with them, but fortunately, she's got 5 friends. There's a group of 6 of them. We meet another couple that comes through, and then the actor Dana Ashbrook. I called him Dana Brooks at one point. I was close.
The chin.
Yes. Dana Ashbrook is one of our players, and he was actually Bobby on Twin Peaks, one of my, if not my all-time favorite show.
Right, that's on the list for sure. You've said really good stuff, and a lot of people. It's a cult classic.
Completely. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're going to like Twin Peaks.
I'm going to go for it.
I mean, I fully support it.
You might have to be present to help me through.
Great.
But yeah, that's when that's when they tell the rest of the gang, hey, we're going to the Waxwork tonight.
And everybody's like, I haven't been to a Waxwork in forever. Do you recall these growing up? Because I feel like it was like I heard like Madame Tussauds when I was like, oh, that's super cool.
A special place, like a destination. Not like they
every city has got like
town. Yeah, no.
The Old Town Waxwork.
I've never even been close to one that I know.
I've been to the Wax Museum in Myrtle Beach, and that was
is that fun?
It is. Some of them are really good, and some of them are really
bad.
bad.
I could see the fun in both of those.
Yeah, but it's fun for sure.
Cool.
And this is going to take us to our next clip, and it's called "The Doctor's Out Before They Even Get Inside the Waxwork."
Truer words.
I do what I want when I want. Dig it or fuck off.
Well,
I thought she was the fucking coolest. I was like 8 years old.
Pretty cool.
And I was like, her.
Pretty cool. I like her name. It's China?
Mm-hmm.
See? You don't even speak French.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not that good at languages, okay?
Yeah, well, why should I suffer for that?
Suffer? We're living in America.
This conversation. What the fuck?
But you just don't get it.
You're right. I don't get it. This like weird music is
He is hurt. He just got burned emotionally. Looking like a preppy gang. Like,
let's go to the Waxwork.
It looks a little spooky, boys. You think we should do this?
Never fear.
It's the sensible one.
Ladies first.
That'd probably be me in the group, right?
I think I'll play feminist tonight.
Can I scoop it?
probably.
Hey, I don't think we should do this.
Oh, if you're in such a rush, darling, why don't you...
You're China. What? Thank you. Oh, Christ. Settle down. Nothing's happened yet, Waxwork. What are you doing?
Building that suspense. They hear cats fighting and they run in. Oh my God, get away. He's such a cocky piece of shit in this movie.
Super cocky. Super piece of shitty.
Yeah.
Sweet sign, bro.
Got it up pretty fast.
It's like wooden and from like the 1700s.
The house had been there the whole time, and they just added the Waxwork like sign.
Where did this come from?
I've never noticed this before.
Weird place for waxwork.
No.
I could have been in this movie.
So what?
Oh, who's that? I could be her. She's cool.
Actually, you probably would be her because you wouldn't have gone in.
No, for sure. Out.
Anyone else not coming? Right behind.
I like that the boyfriend followed. You're going in, and
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think, yeah, you would have been like, you know what, uncomfortable,
No.
and I would have been like, another shot, it's fine.
I'm getting all the bad feels. I'm either going to need to be intoxicated or brought against my will. Those are your options.
Choose wisely.
I choose the booze.
So
They're going to go.
they go. The rest of the crew, the other four.
So it's
And-
4, not the 6 that he demanded.
Mm-hmm. The door, like, it squeaks open, and they're like, the door opens by itself.
Cute.
And then they have a butler.
Yes. He's pretty awesome. He's hard for me to understand, but he's giving it his all. I mean, he's really acting through his face and actions. He's very animated.
Yeah.
So he was just fun. He was not in it a lot, but whenever he was, I was delighted.
It was a joy.
Yeah.
It definitely was a joy. The kids go in, and it's like, oh, thought there was supposed to be more of you. And then they are let into
the
Waxwork.
displays.
Yeah.
The thing that I can't decide if I love or hate is that the displays, the Waxworks, are human looking to us, the viewer.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell if that's brilliant or lazy. I'm almost leaning to love it. Like, because I guess I think they would have had the budget to make something, or ability in 88 to make it bearable, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe they tried and they were like, this looks awful. We have to go with actual actors.
Well, I think just because of what happens later in the film and budget, I mean, why make a whole waxwork of somebody that you're just going to use?
And today they would just do CGI.
Right.
So they would do the step of making that, but it would not cost or be as labor intensive as it would on set.
For
if
sure.
you try to do that.
Yeah.
But, okay, I'm going to go with I love it.
We have a winner here, folks. So the group they're kind of sketched out, and then they end up splitting up.
Immediately, which is the number one
thing you don't do.
Number one rule, folks.
So
we're not separating. We've made that abundantly clear.
Yeah, absolutely not. Because by ourselves, we are dead.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I'm one of the first as the stoner.
Right.
And you as the...
You know. My character type does not often survive.
Use your contact clothes, everyone.
Now, I told you this. My brother and I decided that if we were ever in a horror movie situation, that we would, in fact, stay together. Because usually brother-sister duos make it out to the end.
They do make it out. Most of the time.
And individually, we are fucked.
Or if it's the other way, I feel like the sisters are the ones that make it.
The final girl.
Than not.
The final girl.
Yeah. You got a good chance.
Well, thank you. Thank you
plan,
so much.
You guys.
All right, so why don't we just dive into the next clip? And it's called We Have Questions. And in this, we see that these waxworks aren't all they're cracked up to be.
No, something's going on here, you guys. Something fishy is going on. You're an idiot.
He does kind of have a long chin.
I don't mind if I go in for my lighter.
I think from these angles, it particularly just... Oh, shit.
Moonlight streaming through.
I would not feel good about this.
Absolutely not.
Why is
why am
my
I in
hair
the woods? You're with the hair. I'm like, why am I in the woods?
Put the acid in my drink again, China.
You think this is a prank, bro?
Give up
You thought you got dosed. That's fair.
Hologram?
Your knowing look. That's fair. Young sir, you will learn.
Hypnotism.
Young Jedi.
Hypnotism. That's it.
No, that's not it.
Well,
He started well, and then lost reality and was like, yeah,
I can smell the pine.
hypnotism.
Okay, we got house.
Do you go to the house?
Yes.
House.
I go to the house.
Woods or house?
Just go to the house.
It's real easy going.
He's that kind of guy.
We'll do it. Oh no.
That familial ass knock.
Hypnotist, make this guy a little more friendly, okay? Please, go far from here.
Oh, no.
Thanks. I'm gonna go in now.
That's a guy.
Do you know who that is?
Your father was my dearest friend. Can you help me?
Where did we see him?
Chugga
Isn't
chugging
he
for
in
you.
Indiana Jones?
Yes, he is.
But we saw him on the pod?
Nope.
Oh, then I don't know.
It's Gimli.
Yes! Oh man, he looks so different normal.
Right?
What
When he's not a dwarf.
Well, top.
In the mythical sense.
Oh, boy. Fucking relax, bro!
I get the word. Right?
Oh, he's a werewolf.
Talk about it. Oh, okay. Great. Good friends. Beautiful. Okay.
What would your
Is
next
he
move
hearing
be?
voice?
I'll play your game.
He thinks that he's hypnotized or something. So he's
Right, but he's definitely making a lot of questions, but now he's talking as though someone's answering those.
I took that as that he didn't hear an answer, so he's like, cool, like, you dick faces. Do you go back inside? You haven't seen the guy changing, really. Like,
No,
you thought he was just freaking out.
but he's weird.
A bikini. Do I get a pretty woman in my illusion? No.
Oh, he's like, I guess I'm going to make the cabin warm.
There's nowhere else to go. I guess I go back. Sad but true, Snowy. These are the facts. A, I'm going in there to begin with, if I'm in his situation.
100%.
B, I'm going back in there after I get the wood because I have no idea what's happening in there. C, I'm going to die.
Now, once you see him start to, like, really change.
Yes. Which he didn't get to. Pretty much when he came back, the transformation had been complete.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
He had been acting weird, but none of the changes had started. It was when he was out gathering the wood that he started
yelling at the cosmos. Mm-hmm. The character, Tony, he is trying to light a cigarette, which we have a whole issue with them smoking indoors so much
Smoking,
in this movie.
Period. I'm definitely that person now. And I was a smoker
Yeah,
as
we were
a
both
youth,
smokers, yeah.
for sure. Heavy smoker. It was not good. I made bad choices.
But is lighting up in the waxwork, which seems like all grades of unsafe.
A terrible place to light up.
And then the velvet rope falls that...
Oh, we should have a compilation of every time that fucking rope falls because it happens a lot and I love it each time.
And his Zippo lighter goes whoop into the scene and he's like, it's cool, I can get it. And that's when he's transported into the woods and there's the cabin and...
We have a delightful interaction that I hope you guys caught in that little clip because we at the same time have a question about as if we were that dude and they're completely different questions. I wondered about why my hair was so long because it was short when I first came into the scene and you wondered.
No, I had the hair and then you were like something about the woods.
No, you were like, how did I get here? Where am I? Or something like that. And I was like, why is my hair so long? Let's go back to the tape, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Either way, it was a great time.
We both had totally different mindsets.
Which is typical.
Yeah. Pretty standard practice for us. So yeah, he gets bitten by the werewolf in this scene. And then these two hunters come in and one of them, their head gets exploded. Like crushed to death by the werewolf, who is John Reese Davies, who played Gimli in Lord of the Rings.
I did not recognize him from that at all. But once you said it, it's all I could see. Amazing dude.
And again, he's had like 260 credits to his name. He's in frickin' everything over the years. Obviously Indiana Jones, but yeah, he was an angry werewolf. And we really the head of the werewolf was pretty awesome.
I was impressed with it.
It just sucked that there was no motion really in the face. It was
very little movement, but I thought it overall worked well.
Yeah.
And then I thought, am I giving it too much leeway? I can't remember what kind of effects were going on in 88, but I stand by it. I loved most of what they did for makeup and effects. I thought they did well there.
Well, good. I'm glad. I had a huge part in it, so I'm super happy with the results.
Well, you guys knocked it out of the park.
He gets shot and killed by these like random hunters, and then all of a sudden we're back in the wax museum, and Mark is walking past the display, and you see an altered somewhat because he's starting to turn into a werewolf.
That's right, because he had been bitten.
Mm-hmm, dead Tony on the floor, and he just thinks it doesn't give it a second glance because he's part of the scene.
What's amazing, it starts to translate here through this scene, the end of this scene, but we later see it real clear, is that these stories, what's happening, what's taking place, happens instantaneously for the viewer that's outside of the story, and the story is happening. And I thought that was great. I thought that was a brilliant little touch.
I think, is that when you go, brilliant?
Because to the people in the movie, they turn new scene.
Mm-hmm.
But to us, and I was like, I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this movie deserves way more than what it gets. Because like I said, I've loved this movie since I was...
I think people just don't know.
They don't. Well, good people.
You know, I think once they find out,
totally
some good stuff.
Yeah. Totally worth the watch. So our crew's hanging out around the waxwork, and then Miss China sees a vampire.
Well, she sees a guy. I don't know that she knows what's going on.
I don't think
But she's intrigued right away by this dude's look.
Hello, handsome.
So she goes walking right into the scene,
As
no problem.
you do. Let me go check out this wax figure so maybe I can fuck it later. Like, what? All right, we are calling this one steak tartare. It's a little salty, but that's all part of the charm.
Come on in.
Sensual.
I dropped my velvet rope. Is he a vampire?
Oh, dear. I thought you were too tired to join us.
He's hot. I'd be into it.
Yeah? You be letting me get a vein for you, baby?
Oh, a lot of good eye acting here.
So much. I always loved her dress as a kid. I thought it was just like that was what a ball gown was supposed to look like.
Aw, sweet Snowy.
Like 9-10-year-old femme Noelle.
It's a little bit more than I would maybe go for.
Yeah, that's. You sure?
You've met my son, Stefan.
I think I might wear his outfit. That's pretty rad.
I like the little hose at the table too.
Be seated.
Don't eat that.
Raw meat. You do like raw meat.
I mean, not like that though.
If not, we can have some.
No, that's fine. I haven't had steak tartare in a long time.
Steak tartare. Oh, yes. Steak tartare.
Favorite line of the whole fucking movie. And the way he fucking says it.
Sauce.
Steak tartare.
Oh yeah, steak tartare.
He doesn't know what tartare is.
Like the sauce.
The sauce.
No, that's okay.
You want the sauce?
If you recommend it, I'll try it.
It's blood. I mean, I'm trying it because I like raw meat and stuff, but
I'm not trying it.
Get him.
It's a little salty. But that's all part of its charm.
This guy's the best thing in the world.
Right.
Those feathers, a bit much.
Oh, God, I love the feather's my favorite part. I can't help it. And that's not, I'm not like, I feel like a flamboyant dresser. Like, that's not.
Ooh.
Don't clean your plate.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
This asshole. I wonder what it was.
Do not anger the master. Everyone seems fairly miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Except for that one douche nozzle. He's all stoked. Guys.
What would you do if you were out to eat and people you were eating like that?
Guys. Is this a prank? Then I have to go.
She ate all of it.
She's like trembling.
It's so good.
It was salty.
Have some water.
Non-blood water.
I must bid you good night.
It's like, bitch, now you gotta go to bed.
I'll even take sparkling.
Ludwig will show you to your room.
Did you take blood cherry?
Oh, I see what you did there.
It's all worked out. It's all worked out.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, guys.
I guess I'll see you later.
tomorrow.
Breakfast at 8. I don't.
And in the morning, you're making waffles?
I take my ex poached.
Ooh, nice. Candelabra?
Mm-hmm.
It's a super old-fashioned one.
Yeah.
It's got like 12 candles on it.
Yeah.
It's a two-handed job.
You know about those.
Wow, what an intense dream.
Those are nice beds, but how is the mattress. What are we talking here? Hay?
Yeah. Is it Tempur-Pedic?
What's Dracula's sleeping number?
Uh-oh.
Doesn't the gentleman knock?
Not for what I'm going to do. That's not the master.
No, that's the douche nozzle.
Douche nozzle. Being what? Douche nozzly.
Arg.
He's got that Seinfeld shirt on.
Yes.
Just working on breakfast.
Your fiance.
Your fiance.
That's how you turn on the light?
Oh, dear darling.
She ate him. Fuck. This movie is so dark. I love it.
Is it real? That part always grossed me out.
Holy shit. God, that gave me the weepy jeebies. What gave us the weepy jeebies?
So, old girl is down in like the kitchen or whatever, basement, and her fiance has got a loincloth on. He is strapped down, and all of the meat, everything is gone from his like left calf.
Yeah, like kneecap down, shit show.
Yeah.
Now, I assumed this is what they were dining on upstairs. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh.
But just his bone, and then at one point there's a rat on the table gnawing on the bone. And
It was, you guys.
So, I even had a dream about that the other night that a rat bit me.
Did you really?
I did.
It was from that movie.
It was. 100% was.
100%. Guys, it was gross, 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 gross.
This has my favorite line in all of cinema.
Yes.
Since I was a little girl, the yes, steak tartare. That, I don't know why, has stuck with me my entire life. And I have the opportunity to talk about it with somebody. Oh, I'm going to talk about it.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
it
hilarious.
doesn't shock me in any way because his delivery of all the lines he delivered, but particularly that one, it was
so
delicious.
It was. And speaking of delicious, you were super grossed out by the meat.
Yes, this was prior to our knowledge of it being some poor dude's leg.
Mm-hmm.
It looked real gnarly for me.
You know what it was?
Mm-mm.
It was rhubarb, watermelon, and strawberries.
Get out of town. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, right?
I would love all of that.
Sounds great. So healthy, so
More,
fresh,
please.
so light. It's Whole Foods. God.
Is this keto?
It's not.
Oh.
No. So after this, see, like where we cut off, the douche nozzle comes in. He's after her. She ends up like he dies. After this weird fight over the fiance.
I was going to say it's a mouse and cat game, possibly the worst I've ever seen. He chases her as if he was unable to use his legs.
It is ridiculous.
And she's screaming and trying to dodge him. It's terrible.
There's a possible like head in the deep freezer behind them. We don't really get to see that.
That was a good catch by you. I did not see it.
The rest of like the female vampires come in and they all have curly hair and fangs and they're ready to.
They're all
like,
pretty beautiful.
Yeah, like for sure. Like, hey, ladies.
Got good taste.
Yeah, I get it.
That whole situation at Dracula's place, I don't know that I'm going to say no.
Okay, what is amazing about this particular scene is that vampire scene in the basement was called the bloodiest scene ever put on screen. Wait for it. And most of it was cut by the MPAA. It did not make it to...
There's more?
Yes.
Oh,
and I really want to find it. But it was,
what
all
a
cut out.
disservice to us.
Because apparently... Because in the movie itself, it's got a lot of
pretty
gore.
good.
Yeah, there's a lot of gore in this
I would
movie.
put that on the positives, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it. But the fact that they cut it out, I just want to know. And all the deaths are amazing. Like one chick, she gets all the champagne bottles pushed through her, and they're like popping bottles like through her stomach.
Yeah,
and,
fabulous.
Yeah, it's really good. But I really want to see what else.
What could have been?
What, my God. Oh, one more thing.
Okay.
Mr. O'Keefe, the bridge to keep his fangs in broke during filming. They had to use gum to secure his fangs. Was it bubble tape? Was it Big League Chew? Was it bubble yum? We'll never know.
That part will not be disclosed.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
man.
never know.
That's fantastic. Tried it?
Fruit stripe? The gum loses flavor in like 30 seconds flat.
If that.
And then you're like, another piece. Fantastic.
More. Oh, that was awesome. Those were great factoids.
Thank you.
I love that guy, and I love this whole scene.
So what happens after this scene?
She basically gets seduced by Dracula, and he has her on the stairs. She like puts up a faint little fight.
Not really. She's kind of into it.
She's wanting it.
Yeah.
And that's when we
and
get
you kind of got that. You were like, all right, well.
Yeah, I wasn't.
You wear that ball gown that I loved so much as a young child.
I love the feathers. That was my favorite part.
Same.
That's when we get a real beast look. Dracula gets that real beastie look as far as the length of his hair and whatever he was wearing, whatever outfit. And he starts, he goes getting ready for the feast. Yeah. And that's it. She's done for.
And then
she has been waxed.
You've been waxed.
Whackity waxed.
So now we're just left with Mark and Sarah wandering around, looking for their friends. Sarah is very interested in one particular waxwork of the Marquis de Sade.
He also was channeling a beast look to me. Beast in human form was what he channeled to me.
He didn't have them thick lips beast in human form had.
That's true. They were thick. But yeah, she was ready to go in there.
And then Mark was like, Yo girl.
Where are our friends at?
And so
she didn't seem too bothered about it. She was almost in a daze.
They decide to leave, and the butler Hans tells them, oh yes, your friends left.
That's right. But you shouldn't leave. He didn't want them to leave.
No, they're like, no, we're outie.
They were out.
Fun fact about Hans, he was on the cover of the Doors album Strange Days. So the two, Mark and Sarah, leave, and he walks her home. And again, is she going to a dorm? Is she going to her parents' like estate in the sky? They live in a condo? I don't know. And they have kind of an awkward interchange where
it was a definitely awkward interchange where it went from friendship to do you want to make out to rejection in, I don't know, 5 seconds.
Yeah,
he got shot down.
He did. Yeah. Even though she said, I think you're very attractive.
Which was hilarious.
Yeah, but then she said, I don't know a bunch. It was a real weird.
She didn't seem like the smartest one in the group.
I was like, why are you singing all of a sudden? It's because my littlest cat, Odin, is trying to use her as a scratching post.
And succeeded.
So he just got shut down. Next day comes. Nobody came home the night before. And he freaks out, goes to the cops.
That's right. And I mean, understandably.
Oh, yeah.
I think I would have done that the night before. Yeah. I guess he's working under the assumption he hasn't made all those calls, which we have a fun time with that.
Now, doesn't someone have to go missing for 24 hours before you can report them?
Was that the case in 88, though?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know when that law started.
Yeah, I don't know either. Good question.
Yeah.
Well, we meet this cop.
Oh, he's
detective.
Fun. The angry cop. Doesn't take him seriously at all, but he basically strong arms him. Like, you need to come check this out, man. I'm not fucking around. He's like, all right.
So they go, and then Waxwork Man answers the door, and he was like, "Oh, we're not open yet. Nobody was here last night. If they broke in, if they were at my waxwork, they
totally
broke
plays
in."
it cool, but denies everything right in front of the kid, who's like
furious.
Dude,
He's like, what do you mean? Waxwork guy shows him around, and we're just going to go ahead and go right into that clip, and it's called
"You're Gonna Make Me Lose My Mind Up in Here, Up in Here."
He's ready for Easter.
For sure.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Inspector Roberts. I'd appreciate looking on your waxwork if that would be convenient.
Yes, of course.
Well, they've disappeared.
Well, come on in, please.
It seems like a very sexual interaction
Yeah.
from both parties. The cops.
He wants to use his
down.
handcuffs. He wants to. He also
Put
wants to
some
use the
wax on
handcuffs.
me.
Gonna swallow that?
Hurts so good.
You
Not
shut up.
into it.
He wants to be cuffed up.
You were saying.
Yes, well,
His
it's
nipples
just
are
that
like-
it couldn't possibly be this waxwork. Unless they broke in after dark.
So waxy.
It would be a pleasure.
What was he looking at? Damn. They're definitely gonna blow each other.
Yeah. Smoking inside again.
And it's a waxwork.
He said nope.
That
Put it
was
out on his
smooth.
hand.
That was smooth.
That was gonna
That
be a
guy knows
saver.
some stuff.
You know, I've always been fascinated with Egyptian history.
Yes, it's always been one of my favorites, too. Sure you wouldn't like a closer look?
Really, I must be going.
I'd be like, get your fucking hands off me.
Bro,
You fall for that? What else do you want me to do? This isn't right.
he was totally fine with it. He's like, this is how all my friends push me.
I would have like bucked up.
Why don't you just go home? Your friends will probably.
I've gotten twice as broad, like hulked out. Motherfucker, like, are you kidding me?
He's obnoxious.
He's so obnoxious, but hilarious.
Yeah,
Like,
it was funny. It was a funny bit. One of the funnier ones he did.
Yes. We have a lot of humor in this movie. but
Yeah.
Not all of it intentional, but it's
Yes.
fine. You and I both were super taken aback by Waxwork Man and how he tried to push the detective into one of the...
Yeah, because it turns
Scenes.
out you don't have to go willingly. You can totally be pushed.
It doesn't have to be by your own choice. You can just get shoved in.
That's right. I thought it had to be voluntary.
Right.
You could trip and fall in. Like, it
Nope.
sucks.
Yeah, that would be a real bad trip, literally.
Life changing.
But he just shoves him, and then the cop's like, no, we're good. I think I'm going to leave. If someone had put their hands on me like that, if you put your hand on me like that, you and I would have an issue.
Yeah, you reacted strongly, and I love that. You were like, You're like, little Transformers.
More than meets the eye. Yeah, I would have. I just don't like people putting their hands on me. I'm real not into
It was
that.
uncool, and he seemed totally chill about it, like it was no big deal.
Maybe he's used to violent criminals. It wasn't so bad. So then he goes back to his office, and there's this moment where there's all these flashes of him thinking about him walking around the waxwork, and then he sees all these missing persons.
He's starting to see the similarities between the wax people in the waxwork and the missing people.
So that moment, those are actually flyers from the movie Lost Boys that they just reused.
No,
What's funny
hilarious.
is that it's all different people on them, but it's all the same missing persons report.
Hilarious. Hey, cut your corners where you can.
Hey.
That was a super fast moment. It didn't need to be
No,
super
it
precise.
definitely didn't, but I thought it was just a fun little, because Lost
Hilarious.
Boys is in my top 10.
awesome. Awesome movie.
He decides he's going to go back to the wax museum.
Yeah, he's not done investigating. He's starting to get a weird feeling, but he's not going alone.
No, he's got his partner, Corey Hart.
Corey Hart with his
Sunglasses.
sunglasses on at night.
And refuses to take him off no matter where he is.
Yeah. But he stays behind. He stays in the car. He's
he's
like,
gonna
I'm
wait
going to
for
go
him.
check it out.
So the cop goes back in, and he gets pushed into the ancient Egypt.
Yeah, where
Mummy
he
one.
always wanted to be, but not like that.
Nah.
He wasn't even able to enjoy the company of that beautiful girl
Super
that
hot chick in there.
he was supposedly married to.
Who did nothing in that scene but scream and be helpless.
Yeah.
Could she have been more helpless?
No, but that was a fun one. I thought they did pretty good, except for the mummy. I was very disappointed in the mummy. Mummy looked like just a bloated.
That mummy had Thanksgiving dinner before he died. He didn't process it.
He did. He seemed bummed out to have to chase them.
Aww.
He was not feeling it. But yeah, basically he gets first the girl gets pushed in, and then no. First, the old man. Who gets pushed in first?
Oh, she does. The old man dies. He gets, like, killed by the mummy.
Okay.
Then other mummy that's actually in the big crypt.
That's right. Then she goes in.
And then they throw the detective on top.
Him on top.
Close the crypt. And that's
seal it up.
Seal it again.
Seal it with a kiss.
We have nothing else to do. I mean, hey.
We're going to die, but it's not going to be immediate.
Yeah,
so.
I love how we shrug in unison. I'm like, well.
Let's do it. Let's get it on.
Let's see.
Now here we found something out because I was like, you just get out. And we had the conversation about, go further into whatever weird thing is going on, find the exit. But he tried that and he went to the exit, the only exit there was, and that didn't work. The little barrier of the magic kind of wherever he touched, you could see it, the barrier. So that was not a viable plan. I was wrong, you guys.
Sad.
Yeah.
Well, he's gone for a while, I guess, and his partner starts being like, some fishy's
What's going
happening.
on?
Should we just go right to the clip? I mean, because...
We should.
All right.
Let's do it.
We call this clip, This Movie Has It All.
Oh.
The phone is... He's got money.
Old school.
Tell the others our Mr. Lincoln has been found.
It's got a nice little pad on the inside for you to write your numbers.
That's what my bag phone looked like. Kind of.
Okay. Ah, the bag phone.
Looks like the cab from Scrooged.
For sure. Definitely from the 60s at least.
Why can't we just burn it down from the outside?
Good question.
They douse the flames and we get arrested for arson. That would be nice. No.
We'll light a bigger fire. I mean, it's not that hard. I'm not pro arson.
Tell me how much more you know about setting fires, Freya.
Have you seen the movie Backdraft?
I wrote it. I directed it.
He was my dad.
Called Kurt Russell Daddy?
Sure do. Oh, Lord.
There's the light.
Oh, that was amazing. Ooh. You said a little tiny ladder? Who's that
I
for?
thought it'd be great for CDs.
You
A
right?
sundress?
I mean, and jazz shoes? And tap dance yourself to safety?
Can't wax me if you can't catch me.
Move it.
I thought he was walking towards her. That was like Zappo. Product placement.
Is it the fine lunch?
And then he probably went. A girl wore a shirt like that to brunch the other day. Like her boobs are falling out.
Yeah, that's not appropriate.
No, like and the kids do that. I don't understand.
It's also winter.
Let's ride this little
Come on.
thing until she drops. What a wonderful
And not like soft North Carolina winter. It's cold out there.
Yeah.
Look at the guy in the background. He's leaning against the wall.
Cogsworth back there.
Ooh, Lumiere.
Oh, he'll use Lumiere.
Wind him up.
to break.
Wait, this is turning like violent.
Marquis de Sade. Like, yeah. There she looks kind of hot, not so mousy.
Yeah. And that get up.
Yeah.
Everyone's into it.
Super into it.
There's Cogsworth back there. He's like, oh, my heart. Oh my
They
goodness.
think those columns are big penises, apparently. Like,
So beautiful.
So smooth.
No? The prince and his consort.
Oh my goodness. He's way into it.
I shall beat you again.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna need to read that fine print one more time.
he said a lot.
I need a lot more information. At first I was on board, but I'm getting more and more weary of this situation. But she's into it.
She's super into it. And like I say, it's always the quiet ones. This clip, so even there's a little bit before that too. So Corey Hart dies. He goes in, the tall butler that doesn't say much, he just cracks his head, and Waxwork Man's like, what'd you do that for?
Yeah.
Waxwork Butler was working a really sweet Mark Hamill smoky eye.
Oh, yes. Wonderful.
Totally was. So then Mark and Sarah go to this old guy who has a wheelchair that was friends with his grandpa to find out, like, what's going on. They find out that Waxwork guy was the one that killed his grandfather 40 years ago, but he looks the same.
Yeah, lots of coincidences here.
Looks the same. We found out there's 18 trinkets. 18 divided by 3 is what?
I don't know.
6.
Good.
6. Number of the devil or whatever it is. There's ascots. There is this artwork that we see that's...
Oh, wow. The artwork, multiple pieces have
just
quite a lot going
on.
But this is definitely going to go on our first t-shirt. And that's, you can't wax me if you can't catch me.
100%. I love that. And you say freaky deaky. You've said it multiple times, like to me in the past few days since we watched this movie. And it reminds me of this moment on 30 Rock where Tracy Jordan is talking to somebody and he's like, freaky deakies need love too. Freaky deakies need love too.
I love that. And I don't recall that, but I love that.
It's a pretty good episode. So yeah, a lot happened.
A lot happened. A lot of amazing stuff.
And they're going to burn down the waxwork.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Mark and Sarah are burning it down.
This is the plan because they talked to the old man, right?
Mm-hmm.
That explains the trinkets and what they've got to do. Now, this is the part that I get a little frustrated with because he's very clear on the plan. It's like, we've got to burn these things, and especially the ones that haven't habitated people yet.
Yeah.
There's 2 spots left, right?
Yes.
So they think, I guess, because didn't the 2 spots get filled with...
Because one got filled with the football player. There was 3 initially. And then football player, boyfriend guy, he got jacked by Phantom of the Opera. There's 2 more left, which they're
and
2...
then the cop, right?
Oh, the cops. So there have been 4 left.
There's 4 spots left?
Right, because they needed 6
Okay.
that first night. If they'd gotten
Gotcha.
6 that first night, but they didn't. Look at 2.
That's right. Right. So there's still some spots that need to be filled.
Yep.
And it's important to go ahead and destroy those spots because once they fill in, then basically he says there's nothing we can do afterwards.
Right.
It's all
The
is
voodoo
lost.
end of the world, he says.
All is lost.
They're trying to burn shit down, and old girl's in front of that Marquis de Sade thing again.
Now let me ask you.
Okay.
We should talk about this fun part where they're trying to discover because the beginning of the plan is my grandpa was into some weird stuff. Let's go snoop around his office.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they found the connection to the guy that they go talk to that has all these weird artifacts and like animal prints and like he's a hunter or he loves animals. I don't
know.
quite know what his vibe is, but I don't love it. Yeah. They're snooping around and Sarah stumbles upon a book
The Marquis de Sade book.
That makes her
fucking quiver with anticipation.
She was trembling and sweating.
Yeah.
And I didn't catch that that's what the book was that she grabbed, so I'm glad we talked about this. But that was a hilarious scene to me.
Yeah, this like little like ray of light comes through and she's
had a
like
great time
hot
with
and
it.
bothered like a mofo.
I don't think we're gonna play that clip, but we had a great time. Okay, this guy's told you the plan. Do you keep going with this asinine plan? Or are you like, oh, I'm out of here?
If I thought the world was going to end and I could do something about it, I'd probably march
The stakes
through.
are high.
Yeah.
Plus your friends were killed.
Yeah.
You now have some personal
Yeah, I got some personal
stuff
stake in
going
it.
on. Yeah.
If I saw like, oh shit, Drea's like hanging out with Marquis de Sade and you're like, meh, and I was like, oh shit, looks just like one of my like closest friends in the world. And I find out that, in fact, nah, I'm burning that shit to the ground.
Yeah, you're going to take some revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
If I go down with it, so be it.
That's the right instinct. As you guys know, my first instinct, I think, might be flight.
Run and find help.
I'm always
Maybe just
leaving
run.
whatever situation's happening. I'm like, I'm out of here.
You guys take care of this.
Good luck, you guys.
Call me after.
So if you succeed and it's not the end of the times and end of the world, great. Holla.
After she goes into the Marquis de Sade thing, Mark gets pushed into a zombie one.
Now she goes voluntarily.
Oh yeah, she's
Because
like,
I'm pretty sure He's yelling at her not to.
Yeah. He's like,
He's
you
yelling
dumb
after
hoe,
her.
what are you doing? Like,
And she's like, I'm going to fucking see this dude.
yep. He gets pushed into the zombie one. But
Black
he's
and
able,
white.
which is cool.
I thought it was cool. I thought they did great with that zombie scene.
Yeah.
I thought it was very old school, very Romero.
Yes.
And just, they did it right. The makeup was good. Didn't stay long. It was short and sweet, but I think they did it well.
Because he figured out how to get out.
Yeah.
If he didn't believe in them.
He's no chump. What was the revelation?
He finds out that if you don't believe, then you can get yourself out. Like, it's not really happening at that moment. And so he's able to get out.
What is that other thing where you just have to believe? Can you guess?
Christmas?
Nope.
No.
I'm thinking Hook.
So you can fly.
Or the food. All of it. You just have to believe. That was a great movie.
That was such a good movie. I love Hook. Mark goes after Sarah.
He does. But he's figured it out, and he's going to go save her because that's all he can do now. The rest of them are done.
And she has been whipped within an inch of her life. She's loving it. Wanting more.
Loving it in a way. I mean, she couldn't have picked a better scenario. Of all the deaths that we've seen, she's very fortunate.
She's into it. She wants more. Kill me. It hurts so good.
You know how they say, do something you love?
Well, these guys brought
She
on.
figured it out young. No matter what age this is, she's figured it out. So here's where, let's hope these are college age kids, right? Because this gets a little steamy, uncomfortably, if it's not adults.
Yeah. So we're going to get right into this scene, which we are calling This Palace is Freaky Deaky, a.k.a. are we watching 50 Shades of Beauty and the Beast, also known as Marquis de Shit.
Wow.
While you stop, Marquis, we tell more, Your Highness. We shall pleasure another of your sluts. Want to see this all done?
Goodness. Goodness, he's tuckered out.
But he said, I'm going to keep going back.
Lucky bitch. Just because she's a virgin, she gets to get beaten in front of the English prince.
Beaten to death.
I mean, we were all virgins once.
This palace is freaky deaky.
A lot of freaky deaky in this movie.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed. Did you see that chick in the background? Her boob is definitely all out.
Oh, it still is, yep. Michael Bolton over there.
Amazing. He's like, I can see you.
And you said more too. But you wouldn't kiss me?
Right? Oh, wow, dude. She's lost Cogsworth.
Cogsworth was like,
oh shit,
what?
she's not trying to leave.
Just because she had her first orgasm at the end of a whip.
Oh shit.
By your touch.
He just let him go.
Remember Tony? China? These people butchered your friends. Don't
He's
you
like,
understand?
I'm gonna caress
Your
that
weakness
thigh.
Does
It all
not care
started
about her
when you looked into
friends.
the display.
She doesn't care about her friends.
She doesn't. Not at all.
This guy, the guy that's whipping the girl, is fantastic. Everything he does, every way he says it, and later, which we will touch upon, every twist of his
mane, his lustrous locks. I mean,
getting his hair out of his way as he fights valiantly. The way he says orgasm. He really draws it out.
He does.
I can't say I hate it.
Yeah, initially when she finds this one, right after the Dracula sketch or whatever, you're like, okay, not quite as hot, but let's see where this goes.
Hey, what's going on here? Let's get some more information. But then I was out because no, I can't be whipped.
Yeah.
I'm not into that. Ow, what is this? Get me out of here.
Our young Mark is able to convince her.
That's right. He talks some sense into her because he explains that none of it's going to affect them if they don't believe in it, and pretty much goats the main whipper to shoot him or cause him harm, which he isn't able to. And so she kind of snaps out of her fantasy.
Her lustful fantasy of
pain.
pain.
And he tells her how to escape the actual scenario, and they jump on out of there.
Much to the chagrin of the two butlers and Waxwork Man, who are all sitting there waiting for them. So then pretty much they capture them. The two other friends that didn't want to stay for the midnight showing come back.
Well, wait a minute, because at some point the football coach
that was way
supposed
earlier.
to be a student.
That was much earlier.
Okay,
that was the next morning.
He's already
after.
been
yes.
Part. He's already been waxed.
Yes,
gotcha.
But actually, a fun thing about that. So initially, in this movie of the 18, they wanted Jason Voorhees to be one of them.
Oh,
they wanted some of the kids from Children of the Corn.
That'd be
and
fun.
The Thing, but because of copyright, they couldn't
swing it.
And so initially, when the jock does get killed, Waxwork Man, he's like, "Oh my God, is that the mask from the movie Phantom of the Opera?" And Waxwork Guy's like, "They made a movie about the Phantom." Initially, it was going to say that's Jason's mask. They made a movie about the Jason Voorhees killings, and they had to switch it because Also, later on, we do see a Frankenstein monster. Excuse me, not Frankenstein's monster. That was actually played by Kane Hodder, who played Jason Voorhees.
Awesome! What a nice little connection.
The two friends come in to just check it out. They get pushed into...
Immediately.
Yeah.
No pretenses anymore.
And then all 18 slots are filled, and Waxwork Man's like, "Live, my children."
They literally start
to life.
Alive.
And...
there's a lot of commotion. Lights are going. Things are shaking. The waxworks the waxed works. What do you call the wax figurines? The wax statues? What's the terminology here?
I think those are actual waxworks too. I mean,
those that have been waxed.
Yeah, the waxworks are come to life.
Yeah, and that was pretty good stuff. That was a fun little scene.
And we're just gonna say they're gonna need some serious therapy.
Whoa, look at that suit.
Looks like your little plan failed.
You guys just show up where people tell you to go at midnight?
They're good, aren't they?
Don't you?
Whoa,
her outfit's everything.
Oh.
Those pink tight shoes on?
That could have been you.
Yeah, girl.
Oh, got the body.
If you survive this, how are you going back to reality?
It's gonna be real tough. Gonna need a lot of psychiatric help. Oh shit, not so cocky anymore. Oh no. Okay.
You guys were outside the whole time and listening to that conversation?
Guys. It's a bunch of old people. That's great.
All those bankers.
Don't grab it by that end.
I know, he's cutting his hand up as we speak, he's not going to use it.
Okay, so they're kind of in trouble. The last two survivors, Mark and Sarah. And then suddenly, who shows up?
A legion of old men. And old boy that was in the wheelchair that has got a tank in front now.
He's built himself some sort of Batman type gear around his wheelchair, and it's glorious.
And they are ready to fight.
And so the fight begins, and I got to tell you, this was a big problem for me. This fight, it's supposed to be unstoppable after the 18 people were taken into the waxwork, and these old men are tearing up these guys like no one's business. They're not more powerful in any way. They're being easily pushed over, gunned down, knifed. There's nothing. This whole premise pretty useless.
Do you want me to tell you why?
Yes.
The director's father once gave him the bit of knowledge: never wait until the end to film your final scene because you'll run out of time and money. And that is exactly what happened. He had 4 days planned that he was going to just...
The big finale.
And then they got down to a day out of money. And so it turned into a pub fight. That's how they described it, was a pub fight.
And if you look at it, not even that closely, you can see people are not even acting well.
I don't care.
They're laughing. People are not taking seriously. It's poorly shot, poorly acted. But to me, it felt way apart here.
Yeah. I loved it because I think again, we were talking about like watching things as a kid and how they will hold up as a child.
Sure,
and you have that love for them.
That passion.
Growing up as opposed to maybe seeing something for the first time and being like, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, it was always like, okay, the good guys are here to fight the bad guys.
Yeah.
And so I don't necessarily mind the scene.
Sure.
But watching it and you making some of those comments alongside me, I was kind of like, huh, okay.
Interesting perspective.
I had never thought about it that way. It was like, yeah, the good guys are here.
No, they're both equally good points of view.
They're fighting and Mark gets a fencing sword almost.
Yes, that was given from, I guess, his great-grandfather or whoever this guy supposedly
an apropos
knew.
time to get it.
And he's very good with it.
Thank goodness.
He's almost a master. And just killing people left and right. And who does he stumble across in the midst of the fight?
Well, 2 different people. One's China, who...
That's right. She had reanimated.
Mm-hmm. Which I think he kills her.
He does.
And then Marquis de Sade. And Marquis de Sade's out for blood.
Yeah, he's pissed.
The fight leads into the place where I guess he makes the waxworks. There's a big bubbling thing of wax in the middle of the room. And
we get a bit of a tone shift in a most delightful way.
Yes, indeed we do. And we're going to go into that right now. And that clip is called Shaken, Not Stirred.
Great music for this scene. It's very James Bond.
It is. Put the words out of my mouth. Tony Ladder again.
That weird DVD tray. So happy with himself. Wow, 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 wow. Shaken, not stirred. Oh my God.
As he's looking up, I would have...
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. Nice. That wouldn't kill you also. No. But
he looks like a wax figure.
Now he does.
Yeah.
That would be the first time in the film. Did you hear that gun in the background?
One last thing before you kill us, Lincoln.
The stormtroopers out there?
You murdered my grandfather.
Cool gun, bro.
Oh, Harlord's grandchild. Well, what a coincidence. It's such a small world.
What a coincidence. Well, you're in the same town, so it's not that weird.
Not really.
See you in hell.
It's a lot of shots he rattled off there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna become a wax.
Okay, Sarah?
Uh-oh, he's gonna get you, Tony.
Would you like a closer look?
Sweet final words, bro. Yeah.
Watch out the flames!
Oh, no.
He said, ow, ow, ow. He just ripped off his head.
Well,
yeah.
it be like that sometimes.
It do feel like that. He's like, I don't like that one. That's the last year. Those guys are still trying to get out of it.
No, they're trying to close it again. Oh, guys, you're better than that. She's like, I should have grabbed the whip.
I'll never feel that way again.
Let's try a safe
Talk
word.
about, that's a good butt chin.
It's not bad. Uh-oh, the hands are high. So, help me out here. Mark and the main whipper get in this epic fight, which is terrible. And then, what happened? How do the good guys win? Because the good guys win, but how?
So, old boy in the armored wheelchair ends up coming through, and he blasted
The bad dude.
the Marquis de Sade, the whipper,
Okay.
main whipper.
Not the waxwork guy.
He ended up like falling into the wax
And being covered by it in
Yes.
the face, right?
and then at one point, like he pops out, and then
But just goes back in.
slowly goes back in.
yeah.
And then he's gone.
Is there a fire?
Yes, the fighter started, and so everything's burning up. Mark
Okay.
and Sarah are able to escape.
Yeah. They get out of there.
Yes, but
There's one more thing that escapes.
a hand from the zombie scene
Mm-hmm.
that Mark had once been in.
Yes.
And that is how our movie ends.
The end. And that was a great way to end it. I love that little hand. I felt like that was an ode to
Addams Family?
No, you
Oh.
know what I was thinking was the one with the cabin, Army of Darkness.
Oh, yes.
The first
Evil
one?
Dead. Mhm.
Evil Dead. I was thinking of Evil. Was it the first Evil Dead where the hand?
I believe
was
so.
prominent? Or it
No,
might be-
no.
Might be the second one.
No, what's funny is actually Bruce Campbell makes an appearance in Waxwork 2.
Get out of town.
A very small one, but yeah, he has a cameo in
Did
that.
you see Waxwork too?
You know, I've not, because
Interesting.
I
We
never-
may need to consider a future sombrero pick.
now I told you how the chick played Sarah dated the director. They broke up, and apparently it was a real nasty breakup.
Uh-oh.
He invited her to come back for the second one. She declined, so another chick plays her, but then apparently, I guess they have clips from the first movie, and it's
And he
somebody else
uses them?
playing. Yeah, and so
Oh
it's
my God. What a shit show. Just to one up, or like just to
maybe,
put a little.
I guess.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Love. It's complicated.
fickle thing.
Oh man. So that's it. And what a ride. Real good time for sure.
Yeah.
But we should probably go into our live watch final thoughts.
We probably should before we get into it here.
Snowy Waxwork. Oh my goodness. Loved
It's
it.
good.
Fantastic.
Obviously, I do. I own
Great
it.
pick.
I'm glad. But you said it deserved to be
It belongs here, but in the
It's-
upper.
upper echelons.
I was gonna say. I was like, is it echelon? You know, I don't like to say it if I don't know.
Get it.
I'm glad you went for it.
No problem.
This is going to be a great recap.
I think so. I'm very
Feel
excited.
it. The time is here.
Yes, it is, Doctor.
We must go into the real talk.
Real
The meat of the episode.
the meaty center.
We like a meaty center. Oh man, how did you feel, Snowy? What'd you think about this? I know you're a big fan.
I love the shit out of this movie. I think even with some bad acting moments, some bad writing moments, it holds the dearest place in my heart.
Sure.
And I feel like it's one of the first scary movies, and I'm doing air quotes right now, scary movies that I was allowed to watch when I was a kid,
Okay.
and that really sticks out. And I feel like part of my obsession with vampires kind of came from this movie.
Sure. Well, we didn't cover this, but something I noticed is that they went to all the greats. You know, we had the werewolf, the vampire, the mummy, zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And there
one
was
after the
Frankenstein.
other.
They're really
The BDSM one was the one that came out of the nowhere for me, but I enjoyed it. I'm glad it did. Let's make that as part of the
top 18
the
bad guys of
culture
all
norm.
time.
Yeah, for bad guys.
I love this movie. I will always love this movie. It's
Yeah, I would agree. I'd say that it is not flawless,
no,
but it is a great time. And I enjoyed it. Definitely glad we put it in the sombrero and I got to see it.
I'm very glad you did too. Very, very glad.
So let's talk about some ratings here, Snow. What do you feel?
I'm giving it a 4.5.
4.5. Very strong. Perhaps the strongest you've rated something.
It ties only with Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Wow, that's very good company. One of my favorites for sure.
How about you?
For me, I'm going 3.5.
Okay. Whew,
Yeah,
okay.
solid.
I was like, if you say you love it and give it a 2, I'm just going to be furious.
No, I felt this was solid.
So that means that our average is 4 stars.
So 22 stars.
Yep, math's perfect.
I nail it every time.
That's the highest rating we've had in a while, I feel like.
Definitely taking an upward direction from what was our last one?
Movie 43.
Yeah, that was a fun time. Maybe it was the one before. There was a couple toughies in the December lineup.
Well, we had The Santa with Muscles, which was
all-time low.
Yeah, all-time low for us.
I could scrub that from my memory banks. Faux show.
If only.
But do you know what time it is?
It's sombrero picks time.
That's it. And it is, my friend, your turn.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's pick something good. All right. Let's see. And the movie is Cowboys versus Dinosaurs.
Oh my goodness. I think we're going to take a deep dive into silly.
Yeah, it's going to be a very swift change of trajectory.
Yeah, a little 360 here, but a good time. I'm excited about this one.
I am too. Yeah, this is
real fucking goofy.
God, it looks so weird. I can't wait. And I'm actually going to replace this with something I had in the sombrero a while back and took out.
Okay, what do we got?
Cats.
Cats.
I'm doing it.
The return of cats.
Yeah.
You know, I was real glad when you took this one out.
Well, it's on HBO for free right now. So
but you know what? Let's do it. Let's take that journey.
Let's see what happens.
Only the sombrero will know.
Only the sombrero.
What a friggin' great episode.
That's fun. I love this movie so much.
Really glad we went down this road. Had a blast.
Yeah, I'm delighted to have a little bit of horror back in our life.
Yeah, it was good. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Because even though, I mean, like, yes, I guess like Krampus and like, not Krampus, excuse me, Christmas Horror Story. But still, it didn't really, it was still kind of festive.
Yeah,
so.
It was fun. Fun in a whole different way.
Yes. So, but yeah, our first pseudo horror of 2021. And I look forward to, I feel like I'm going to be that guy and ending up after Cats, ended up putting a lot of horror just kind of into the mix to always have something in there.
Yeah.
Just because I love the genre so much.
Yeah, agreed.
On really any level. Yeah, I'm excited to check out Cowboys versus Dinosaurs and see what the coming weeks have in store for us.
It's been some solid picks so far. It's been a good time, and I'm excited about the future. But before we go any further, send us an email.
Hello.
You can find us on the social medias over at Facebook.
And Instagram.
That's right. You can hear us on all sorts of places.
Apple, Spotify, Pandora, Google, Amazon.
Podbean.
Yeah, like we are all over the place.
And we'd love to hear anything you guys got to say. Do you have any recommendations? Anything you'd like us to see or review?
Give us suggestions, please. Like we've said before, we love bad movies, but we want them to be, we're not looking to necessarily just see garbage all the time. We are like really hoping for like those diamond in the rough, those Waxworks, those hard ticket to Hawaii, like, those things that we just love, the perfects.
Yeah, absolutely.
That really become instant classics for us. So please let us know what you think. And maybe
what do you guys think about these movies? I'd love to know. But yeah, where can they shoot us an email?
realfuntimespodcast@gmail.com. And again,
yeah, like us, subscribe, review
follow us,
rate us, tell people.
Yes. Give us that 5-star review on
pets.
Apple and Facebooks.
There's lots of pets here. They know all about it.
God, they have interrupted us so much during this thing.
Yes, but we love them.
I mean, I do. My God, I love my babies.
All right, guys, that was a amazing episode, and can't wait to see you next time.
See ya.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Real Fun Times, your favorite movie podcast.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Real Fun Times. REELFUNTIMES. Real Fun Times is produced by Drea Age, Rose Age, and Noelle Phelps. The thoughts and opinions expressed herein are solely those of the individual hosts, nobody else's. No one's.
Real Fun Times is not affiliated with or connected to any of the motion pictures, music, or other clips played within this podcast. All movie clips and music included in this podcast are the intellectual property of the respective copyright holders. They're included here for review purposes, and absolutely no infringement is intended.
And lastly, a tip of the hat and a sincere thank you to our friend, Autopsy Summer Camp, for our rad outro music. To hear more of his offerings and collaborations, check him out on Instagram at Autopsy Summer Camp.
Oh shit, and there he is. That's so fucking awesome. I kind of want to see that story,
I would invite you in, but it's late.
That's okay.
Are they gonna hook up?
No, Mark.
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I really like you, and I think you're very attractive.
Come on.
No, I'm serious. It's just, I don't know.
She doesn't know.
Me too, girl.
I think there's something